Hello there. It's the chairman of the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people. And welcome to the 13th episode of 2025. And on today, I'm bringing you my new comic book recommendations for the week of March the 26th. Yes, this is extremely late, but I had a good reason this week, and I'll get to that at the end of the show. But let's jump into it. This week had 298 new issues, 802 releases overall, which is a huge number of variants to be released for 298 new issues. But let's jump into it and break it down as always by publisher. And we'll start with Marvel. And first up this week, we have Doom Academy, One World Under Doom, issue 2 right there. And this is written by Mackenzie Cadenhead, and cover is by Ron Lim with Pasqual, Ferry, and Joao Lemos on the interior. And in this issue, as if the world with Dr. Doom at the wheel isn't crazy enough, Zoe finds herself sucked into a fairy tale book, but not the modern, nice fairy tale book. The kind where the kids die and scare you, but in this case, Zoe's the kid about to die. Meanwhile, her friends and frenemies are looking for Zoe, but they find something even more troubling when their missing friend, as Latveria's secrets start to reveal themselves. I've really enjoyed this so far. We're 2 issues in. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it as much as I have, but I'm really enjoying this, and this will continue with me until for issue 3 at least. Staying with Marvel, and we're jumping into a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars: The High Republic, Fear of the Jedi, written by Cavan Scott and art by Marika Cresta and cover by Phil Noto. I really enjoy Phil's covers on these. In this issue, the battle for Naboo begins as Keeve Trennis prepares to breach the storm wall. The Lourna Dee of old returns with murder on her twisted mind, and the villainous Nihil hold Naboo, but for how long? A call of arms is heard, and battle lines are drawn. I really enjoyed this High Republic stuff from Marvel and from Dark Horse. They're really good reads and probably some of the best Star Wars content out there right now if you want to give these a read. Staying in Marvel for one more book, and in the galaxy far, far away, we have Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, issue 2, written by Jody Houser and art by Will Slaney and cover again by Phil Noto. And in this issue, the First Order strikes. Rey and Kylo Ren's confrontation explodes when they finally come face to face. The First Order captures Chewbacca, and will his heroes be able to rescue him, or is it already too late? With nowhere else to turn, Poe Dameron seeks out a mysterious figure from his past. So if you don't know, this is literally the movie The Rise of Skywalker, only in comic book form, so they get a little bit more creative liberties and maybe some more content that you didn't see in the movie, but I'm really enjoying the comic book version of this for that exact reason. There is a little bit more they can do within the confines of the covers of a comic book. So jumping over to DC this week, I only got one, but it's a big book in my opinion. It is Batman Vol 3, issue 158, written by Jeff Loeb and covered by Dan Mora. This is the hotly anticipated sequel to the smash hit storyline by Jeff Loeb and also Jim Lee. This is where Hush returns, and I'm not a big Batman guy, but I did not get the first run with Hush, so I'm making up for it this time around. So I'll be collecting this until the Hush storyline ends again. So this is Batman. Hush returns. Going over now to Boom Studios, we have another highly anticipated title, at least for me, with a new #1 with Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Ats, written by David Peterson, who also did this cover, and Gabriel Rodriguez is doing the interior. So the origins of the legendary Black Ats are revealed for the very first time in celebration of its 20th anniversary. Experienced the earliest tale in the Mouse Guard history, adventure with the ancient weapon's first mouse wielder and champion, Bardrick, as he sets off on an epic quest in the newest installment of the Harvey Award-winning series by Mouse Guard creator David Peterson and Eisner-nominated artist Gabriel Rodriguez, who also did Lock and Key. So I thought this was really cool. It's magazine size, but half of a magazine size book. And I'm really excited to read this one and get into the story. I've missed this in the past as I wasn't collecting when this originally came out. So I'm really interested to get into this one and give it a read. So we're going to the Keenspot right now, and they're back this week with the Stitches issue 3 by Anastasia Davis and art by Jace Jan Juranga. And this is the Todd Skull variant who did both the covers this week for the Stitches. And as a test, Papa Duke orders the Stitches to compete in a deadly race to the Chrome Arch, which is the portal link in Blood World and the normal world on Earth. In the death race, Crooks and company face off against teams from rival gangs, Killtown, the Chamberlains, and the Tall Jats. So this has been really fun so far. With the also they have the other book, Papa Duke, which will probably be out next week. I don't know if I'll get it on time like I did with this one for this week, but we'll see. I've really enjoyed it so far, and it has some killer artwork with it. So really enjoyed this so far. And the Keenspot's on fire here lately. They produce some really good books. So going over to IDW Publishing now, and we have The Exorcism at 1600 pen, issue 4 by Hannah Rose May with art and cover by Vanessa Del Rey. In this issue, President Kelly Doyle has seen the devil. If she's to save her daughter Maura from possession by the demon calling itself the Purifier, she needs to secure an exorcist from the Vatican as soon as possible. Meanwhile, a nuclear threat looms and Doyle's advisors pressure her to strike. Every shadow is razor sharp. Articles of impeachment have been drafted, and the cleansing fire hungers. This is really, really good. Hannah Rose May and her writing and Vanessa Del Rey's artwork in this is phenomenal. I can't say enough great things about this because I've enjoyed it so much, and looking forward to getting to the finale of this. I don't want to speed it up too fast, but this has been such an exciting read so far, and I cannot wait to see how this one ends. So that's Exorcism at 1600 pen. Very, very good stuff right here. So we're going over to Image right now, and I'm going to start with Luana Vecchio's Love Sit Tell Doll Parts. And I'm going to start with it because I actually got to meet her over the weekend at Galaxay Con, and she was really awesome to meet. But this is her book. She does the writing, the interior, the covers, and in this is the finale. And Domino's origin story comes to a head, and Madeline is faced with a final choice. I don't know how well y'all can see it, but I did have her sign the finale here in the bottom corner. And I'll show you some other stuff I picked up as well toward the end. But I thought this was really cool and really awesome to get to meet her over the weekend. So we're still in Image, and we're going over to Dust to Dust by J.G. Wells, who does the art, writing, and interior in this book. And in this issue, hope and fear grapple for the hearts of a small Oklahoma town, while in the dark of night, demons and desires are revealed. As we learn Sheriff Meadows' greatest failure, two outsiders arrive, offering a strange salvation. This is a really dope cover this week. I've really enjoyed this series. J.G. Wells is absolutely killing it. I'm sorry, J.G. Jones is absolutely killing it on this book. I've enjoyed it so far. And this is on issue 4. Can't say enough great things about this. It's just been so good. It's such a great thriller, and it really pulls you into it. It makes you feel like you're a part of this as you're reading it. So check this out if you can. Up next, we're going over to This Season's issue 3 by Rick Remender and cover and art by Paul Azaceta. And in this issue, it's another beautiful day in New Gallia, but not for spring seasons, because she's managed to upset everyone in town. Even her big sister, Winter, is mad at her for making up stories about the magic carnival. But now spring has proof that the new visitors are up to no good. I don't know how well y'all can see that, and I don't know why I'm getting such a hard glare today, more than usual. But this season's issue 4, Rick Remender is doing a fantastic job on this one, which all his work is really good. So I got another new number 1 for us this week with Universal Monsters, The Mummy, issue 1, written by Faith Aaron Hitz, and art by Lee Lowridge and Faith Aaron Hitz. And I got covers from Lee Lowridge and Josh Middleton this week. This is the mini-series premiere of Eisner Award-winning superstar resurrects one of cinema's most iconic monsters. Award-winning creator Faith Aaron Hitz presents a stunning new vision of the seminal horror film like you have never seen before. Helen Grosvenor is a woman born to two worlds and belonging in neither. Forever haunted by a curse encounter as a child when unknown voices bring her back to an Egyptian dig site from her past, Helen will unknowingly play an unexpected role in the rise of a monster known only as the Mummy. So this whole series from Universal and Image has been fantastic. They've not done a bad mummy book or bad monster book yet. So they've really been really good and really killing it with these books. I've gotten all of them so far, and I've not read a bad story from any of them. So check this out if you can. This is issue 1. Get in on it right now. It's going to be a great title for Image and Universal once again. So up next, I have another number 1. I'm going to keep the number 1s coming for a little bit. And with this one, we have a new miniseries premiere with We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, issue 1 by Matthew Rosenberg and art by Stefano Landini and covered by Mattia De Lulis. The explosive, this is double-sized. After her mad scientist father is killed by the world's greatest spy, 13-year-old Annalise is left all alone in the world. Sort of. Her dad's robot bodyguard is following her around for some reason. Now Annalise has a choice. Try to lead a normal life for the first time ever, or seek revenge and maybe overthrow the world order in the process. I'm really excited to dig into this one. Been really expecting it to come out, and now that it's out, I'm looking forward to sitting down and reading this one finally. It is going to be awesome. I already know that. And it looks so fun. The cover is absolutely amazing with the girl and the robot holding her shoulder. So this is going to be spectacular. I know that. But let's jump into the next mini series premiere that I was excited for. And it's You'll Do Bad Things. And this is issue 1 by Matthew Rosenberg and art by Stefano Landini. Oh, sorry, wrong one. You'll Do Bad Things. This is written by Tyler Boss and art by Adriano Tertolici and covers by Tyler Boss, Adriano Tertolici, and Gigi Cavanego. It's been 10 years since the release of He Came In With a Smile, the true crime smash hit that chronicled the brutal murders committed by their nursery rhyme killer. But in the decades since its release, its author Seth Holmes hasn't produced another title. He wants to write a story with a happy ending, but every time his fingers clack across the keyboard, it always ends up in his character's death. Worst yet, these tales of blood and barbarity that flow so freely from Seth's mind are starting to happen in real life. Really excited for this book. I did pick up 3 covers for this book because they were really, really awesome. But this is probably my favorite of the ones I picked up this week. And I'm really excited for this one as well. And it's a mini series premiere, which will probably be 4 issues, but it's going to be a really fun read. I can tell you that right now. We're still in Image, but going over to the Spawn universe now. And from the Spawn universe, we only have one title this week. And it's issue 41 of Gunslinger Spawn. And this current run is being written by Todd McFarlane, art by Carlo Barberi. And I picked up covers from Raymond Gay and Marco Faglia. And in this issue, the gunslinger receives word that another man from his past has made his way to present day, a man who may hold the key to his return to the past. Really cool seeing Todd McFarlane back on writing duties for this book. It's always cool when he does some writing. I'm really digging the gunslinger's new look in this book as well. But that's all I got for comic books this week that I picked up from my LCS. But right now I want to dive into some Galaxay Con pickups from this week. And to do that, I'll start with it's a whole lot of people in such a small venue that I don't know if I will go back next year or not. It will really all just depend on what artists and writers will actually show next year. Because this year had a few unexpected people there that I was happy was there, but there's a couple that I really wanted that I missed there, like Alyssa Wong was supposed to be there, and she ended up having to cancel at the last minute, which is fine. Stuff happens. They're not at fault on this, but I do wish they had a bigger venue for the event because it is a lot of people in a tight space, and they've removed a lot of the chairs. So there's really no place to sit down unless you want to sit down on the floor. But let's dig into what I picked up from Galaxay Con this weekend. And I'll start it off with Ryan Kincaid's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Vol 6 Issue 1. This is his Terrificon exclusive Virgin variant, which is a really dope cover. I don't know how well you can see, but I did get it signed down here in the bottom. So it was really cool to see him there. He was a person who wasn't originally advertised to be there, but I thought it was really dope that he was there. And he's really cool to talk to if you ever do get to meet him. I've got to meet him a couple of times now. So also up, I have Tula Lotes. She was there. She was advertised to be there. It was really cool to meet her. Such a sweet person to meet. But I did get her to sign my Finders Keepers. This is her cover for issue 1 of Finders Keepers. Right there in the center, I was able to get this signed. Also picked up her exclusive art book, and it's signed and remarked inside as well. I thought that was really cool to be able to pick that up, as well as Distilleries, The Devil's Cut by her, with her signature on it right there. I'm going to have to pick up a magazine cover for this book later this week when I make it to the LCS. And also, like I said earlier, I had met Luana there, and she was a really nice person. I did pick up the hardback on this one and got it signed as well, which is really cool. And moving on, Tinny Howard was there, who worked on Rick and Morty, and I ended up picking up the best of Rick and Morty, and she signed it for us right there. That was a cool pickup, but probably my favorite pickup of all this weekend was this one right here, Star Wars, The Living Force by the legendary John Jackson Miller. I did have it signed in the middle here, and it was really cool to talk to him about a little bit of Star Wars and that kind of stuff. Just about the Force in general, and that's what this book is about, The Living Force. He gave me some in-depth details on some of the stuff in the book, as well as it comes with the map of everything in Star Wars, which is really dope to see. And it was a good time there. I got to meet everybody that I intended to meet, except for one, and I just don't know if he was there or not. It was a writer, but I couldn't find his booth anywhere, so I just gave up, and it just became so suffocating from people that I just didn't want to be there no more. And we actually left and went and got some lunch. But so these are my comic book recommendations for the week of 26 March. We want to know what you picked up down in the comments below. Let us know what you picked up from your comic book shop, or just what you're reading right now in general. So I hope you enjoyed my 13th episode of USDN Shorts for 2025. Look out on my other social media platforms, as I will get pictures of all this stuff posted from Comic Book Day and from my Galaxay Con pickups on social media probably tomorrow. And so what's coming up? Let's see. Reacher just finished, I believe. So we'll be doing a special on Reacher here within the next few days. Stay tuned to the social medias, and I'll drop when that show is going to happen. I'm going to be sitting down with some friends of mine, and we're just going to talk Reacher, the book that this season was based on, and just what we enjoyed about the season altogether, because it was another really fun season. I enjoyed watching Alan Richardson play Reacher. But that's all I have for you this week. As always, I hope you enjoyed this show. If you did, please hit that like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. On behalf of myself, the chairman, and your Council of Nerds, this USDN short is USDN approved.